Shane, so good to see you. Let's start with everybody's most probably common question in retirement. Should I pay off my mortgage and tap my retirement accounts to do it? How often do you get that question?
Well, pretty frequently. And I think the answer is fairly nuanced, really, because it kind of depends on a lot of different things. This is both a financial decision
Right.
and an emotional decision. And it kind of comes down to what you want to do. But I think when we crunch the numbers, it has to do with what's your liquidity look like? How much is it going to take for you to do that payoff? Where's the money going to come from? And if you take it from certain places, will it trigger other problems? We want to make sure we
Right.
consider all those different moving parts.
So let's jump into that then. If somebody comes into your office and says, should I pay off my mortgage before retiring? Do you have an answer for that?
Well, the answer is kind of more, again, what do you want to do and why? Tell me why you think that's so important to you. And then we kind of go from there and explore how it might be possible. But it's not always a yes or no answer. Sometimes it makes sense, but sometimes it can also cause a little bit more headache in the back end than people think. And depending on the situation, it does or does not always make sense.
Right. So how do you balance the numbers, the math with that peace of mind of somebody who just wants that debt gone?
Well, we have to look and say, okay, where are we going to pay this off from? If you've got sizable assets and to pay off the mortgage is a relatively small percentage of that doesn't eat into your liquidity, eat into your future income potential, or eat into your lifestyle potential in the future, then it can certainly make a lot of sense. However, on the contrary, if you're going to use 70, 80, 90% of your retirement assets to do that payoff, then that is also maybe not necessarily a good idea, because then you're hurting your liquidity potential, you're hurting your future income potential, and we want to make sure we walk that balance right down the middle where it makes the most sense. But in either case, if paying off your mortgage is really a goal that you have, we can absolutely make that happen in the most effective, efficient way possible.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's hard to have the conversation because a lot of people have really significant tax deferred retirement accounts, right? And it's just a great big bucket of money. So when, if ever, should I tap that money to pay off my mortgage?
Well, pretty much never is the answer to that question, because if we take money from our 401k or IRA to pay off our mortgage, we're really asking for a massive tax bill or a massive tax problem when we do that, because those distributions from our IRA don't just come out, right? First of all, they're taxable income. So the whole pot would then become taxable that you take out, but it doesn't even end there. It goes on to affect your capital gains tax rates that you pay, your Medicare or IRMA penalties that you're going to pay 2 years from now, your Social Security tax rate, all these other hidden little elements that no one thinks of. So you say, hey, I'm going to use this 401k. I don't need it. Pay off the house. But it comes with all these extra strings attached, and you got to make sure you make the right move or do it in a structured, planned way so that you don't run into those problems.
Right. It is helpful to talk through the math because sometimes seeing that, number on paper can help change how you feel about it. So that's why crunching the numbers, working with somebody like you can help us determine if paying off our mortgage should be a goal. So if somebody would like to sit down with you to do that, Shane, what's the best way to reach you?
Best way to reach us is online or via phone. Our website is winstonandcompanies.com, or call us here at the office, 602-456-1928.
Great. Shane, thank you.
Thanks, Erin.
Got a plan for your retirement, cause you know it's just down the road. But if you don't know where to begin, better ask when.